good morning, or good evening, whatever time it is when you're watching this. It's morning for me. It is a bright, sunny Sunday morning. It's about 9 o'clock, and I just woke up. And I just wanted to pop on and see what came through. You'll have to excuse my stuffy nose this morning. I've been sneezing. Don't know why. Not sick. Just strange sneezing fit. I think I want to talk about wealth for a minute. When we think about wealth, we think about money. And all of us are already wealthy. Not in terms of paper money, but in terms of our lives. This goes back to being grateful. If you're grateful for what you have, you're wealthy. You are already wealthy. And if you stay in the mindset that you are wealthy, you will continue to be wealthy, whether in moments or experiences or even actual money. But you have to tell yourself, I am wealthy. And you have to believe it. We get stuck on thinking about what we don't have and the things we haven't done. But we need to remember the things we have done and the things that we do have. Maybe you don't have the car of your dreams, but if you have a car, should you not be wealthy for it or grateful for it? Because you are wealthy in the way that you have a car. Same thing with your home. Maybe your home doesn't look how you want it to. Or maybe you haven't been able to update it or paint rooms or whatever it is. But you have a home. You have a roof over your head. You have a space to be warm and dry and comfortable. Aren't you wealthy? We think of being rich as having a lot of money. But everyone has the opportunity to be rich at any moment of his life. If you were living on the streets and you hadn't had food in a few days, and suddenly someone bought you a cheeseburger, wouldn't you not be wealthy in that moment? You are rich because you have food. I just want to breathe for a minute. Money comes and goes. It's not meant to be held on to. Abundance does not like to be contained. You can't keep your money forever, just as you can't keep an object forever. You can hold on to it for many years, but eventually it loses its purpose, or it has served it and is no longer necessary. We don't hold on to things forever. And if we do, that just means that they hold a great value. And in turn, you are rich for having them. I have a teddy bear that I've held on to since I was a child. And it means the world to me. But I no longer use it. It just sits and collects dust, and I could let it go. But because it has value to me, I hold on to it. And I did not hold on to it entirely. I passed it on to my child. And in passing it on, I shared my wealth. And you can do the same. If something has value to you, enjoy it and pass it on so someone else can enjoy it. That is how you remain wealthy. You share your wealth and it comes back to you. Just like knowledge. Share your knowledge and it comes back to you. And knowledge, especially. If you have knowledge, you are so wealthy. Just for knowing things. Because if you know things, you get to be a teacher. And when you get to be a teacher, that means that you hold wisdom. And wisdom is the only thing that we get to take with us. Wisdom is the only thing that you get to hold on to into death. I can't bring my teddy bear, but I can bring all of the lessons that I have learned because they're in here. And the lessons I have learned, I am sharing. Slowly and carefully, but I'm sharing. I've become the teacher, and you can become the teacher too. It doesn't mean that people are going to accept your knowledge or be grateful for your knowledge. Sometimes people are put off by our knowledge. But continue to share it, just as you continue to share wealth. Because when you share those things, life brings them back to you. That's karma. That's the cycle of life. What you give, you get. As within, so without. As above, so below. Life is a mirror. And it mirrors back to you everything that you put into it. I want you to think of things that you're grateful for. 2 things. Just 2. Think of them in your head and hold them throughout the day. Remember that you have something to be grateful for. Because even if things look bleak, even if something comes up and rattles your day, even if your life is hard right now, you have something to be grateful for. And in turn, you are wealthy. No one can take that away from you. And only you can spend your wealth. Only you can decide what you do with that wealth, whether it's hold it and be grateful for it and let it be a reminder of your wealth, or share it. It's up to you. I grew up always sharing. Share with my siblings, share with friends, and it was the things we shared that taught me what wealth was. We shared things like clothing. We shared things like food. We always made sure that others had, even when we didn't have a lot. And I still continue to share to this day. I love clothing. And I get clothing all of the time. But I also don't hold on to all of it. I send it out to people I know will use it and to people I know need it. And that's sharing your wealth. And when we share, everyone gains. You gain the feeling you get from sharing, from passing on your wealth, from passing on your knowledge. You gain the pride. And that's not to say ego drives you. It's just to say you know you did something worth it. And in knowing that, you grow. Share with your neighbor. We were meant to. We weren't meant to just hold on to everything. We weren't meant to keep everything to ourselves. We were meant to share. And when you share, life brings you more. I'm at a point where I have an endless supply of clothing available to me. And that might be silly to some, but to me, it is everything. I love clothing. What do you love? What do you have in abundance? And the clothing that is available to me, I don't hoard. I don't keep everything. I pass it on, just like I said. And you can pass on your own wealth. Maybe you come into canned goods often. Pass it on. If you're not going to use it all, pass it on. Maybe you get gift cards a lot and they just come to you and they're stacking up. Pass them on. What use are they? If they're just sitting and you're not using them and you don't have any plans for them, pass them on. Gift them. Gift your neighbor. Just because. We get caught up in special occasions. We gift because we're supposed to, like Christmas or Valentine's Day or whatever holiday. We give because we're supposed to, when every day is an opportunity to give. Every day is an opportunity to gift your neighbor. You don't have to wait for that special occasion. You can just bring it to them because you know they need it, or you know they'll use it, or whatever. So gift your neighbor. Remember your wealth. You are wealthy. Even if all you have is the clothes on your back, you are wealthy and you have something to offer. Because you know how to survive with just those clothes on your back. And you can share the knowledge that you've gained from surviving. And we all are survivors. We all have survived life up to this point. But we don't want to just be survivors. We need to live. And we live by offering what we know to others. We live by embodying our knowledge. And things get better when you embody that. There is nothing better than the feeling you get from helping someone. Nothing. It feels like pride. It feels like contentment. It feels like receiving a gift, even though you're the one giving. It makes you feel whole. And aren't we just chasing feelings? We're always chasing feelings. When we're sad, we chase happiness. When we are bored, we chase excitement. When we are angry, we chase calm. We're always chasing, always searching for the best emotion. When we don't need to chase, we can just receive by first giving and embodying the feeling that we're after. If you want to be less angry, embody calm. Don't just search for it. Embody calm. Teach yourself to breathe. Teach yourself to speak quietly when you want to yell. You have to teach yourself. You don't gain knowledge without first learning the teaching. Excuse me. You have to learn first. And we all learn in different ways. Some of us are hands-on and we learn by doing. Some of us are better at learning from books and reading. Others of us are better at learning by being shown. And whatever way you learn, discover that. Discover how you learn. Because if you don't know how you learn, you can't learn. If you are someone who's hands-on and you try to read books and inform yourself by reading, but you're not doing, you won't learn. If you're someone who is just thrown into the activity, but you learn best by instructions and reading, will you thrive? No. We all learn differently. We all exist differently because we all exist in different realms. We all exist at different points in our lives, different places on the ladder. And what I mean by that is not to promote myself, but I wrote a book called The Wheel of Life. It's available on Amazon, and it explains the wheel. And in the wheel, we have heaven at the top, hell at the bottom, and to the east and the west are humans and animals, titans and hungry spirits. But I'm going to focus on the heaven and hell. So in the north we have heaven, and in the south we have hell. And we have opportunity to rise through that wheel from hell into heaven. But we have to climb the rungs of the ladder. There is a ladder extended into hell that must be climbed. And each rung is a new lesson. And you learn that lesson, and you advance to the next rung. And when you fall, you go down one. And you have to regain the knowledge by learning the next lesson. So life works by climbing the ladder. We climb the ladder into heaven, slowly, painstakingly. It's a long ladder. But eventually, you will reach the top in that heavenly state of mind where you see positivity and you expend light from yourself onto others. Because that's all heaven is just a state of mind. It may be a place, but really it's a state of mind. It's a state of being. And if you exist in hell at all moments, you will never rise into heaven. If you exist in the bad moments, if you exist in the negativity, you don't rise into the positive. You must climb the ladder. And in doing so, you gain wealth. In knowledge, in material things, whatever it is, you gain wealth as you climb. And when you reach the top, it's not the end. Excuse me. Because you can still fall back down. You can still trip and slip down a rung and have to climb your way back up. And if you allow yourself, you can fall all the way back to the bottom and have to climb up again. So once you're there, once you've reached the top, maintain who you are. Maintain who you are as the hardships come. When things get tough, you can't just fall back into old ways. You must maintain who you are, who you've become. Because wealth won't come to you unless you are in that space. And that doesn't mean that if you're closer to the bottom of the ladder, you don't gain anything, you don't get wealth. It just means that once you've reached the top, you see wealth more. It comes to you easily, rather than having to fight for it like you do down here. And that's living in abundance. When God says that He will reward us, He doesn't mean we're going to have riches and virgins and whatever else is offered in heaven. He just means that we will live in abundance, that life will grow easy. Because when you live in that state of mind, that positivity, the I am wealthy state of mind, even before you gain your wealth, you already exist in that heavenly space without even trying. And that's what it is. It's how much effort you have to put in to be wealthy, to be positive. How much effort? How much effort are you putting in? Think about it. How much effort are you truly putting into your life? Are you sitting and wallowing? Are you complaining? Are you whining? Do you have the mindset of woe is me and the world is out to get me? Because if you do, you're not going to get anywhere. You're going to stay stuck. You've got to grow. You've got to rise above it. You've got to get past that. You've got to grab the next rung on the ladder and pull yourself up. You're smart. You know you're smart. You can get through this life. You can gain wealth. You can find what you have already. You can be grateful. You know how. It's very easy. Just tell yourself, I am wealthy. I have my life. I have a home. I have a car. I have whatever it is, your health, if I already said that. But whatever you have, be grateful for it right now. And you will be wealthy. You will feel wealthy. I feel wealthy just for having a healthy child. And in that, I'm rich. And so are you. You're rich too. You've just got to think about where you're rich. Because it's probably not money. Money is fleeting. And money comes to us when we exist in that state of wealth already.